more NFL draft talk, but also veteran. Patrick Peterson has been very open that he's cool with coming back to the Pittsburgh Steelers, most recently saying in an interview with Fox that, him and his agent have talked to a couple of teams, and as of right now, they feel that near the NFL draft is when they'll probably make a decision on where he'll end up. Mike Tomlin at the 2024 NFL meeting said, quote, "We're open to it as well. But, there's so much business in front of us, and we just felt it was appropriate to be transparent with him, to give him an opportunity to assess what's out there in totality." Open to returning to the Pittsburgh Steelers is Patrick Peterson. The Steelers are open for him to return to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He once said, we've talked about this, that he's only open to coming back if he is a starter, not a backup. You're not coming back to Pittsburgh as a starter, maybe as a slot guy. Do you view Patrick Peterson as an option in the slot? Do you think it's cool to bring him back at this point in the season or in the offseason? And do you think it's do you think it's really going to happen? I feel like it's a lot of talk right now, a lot of questions.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of talk, mostly on Patrick Peterson's side, to be honest. I'm sure he is open to coming back to the Steelers, and I'm sure the Steelers would have him back at a certain price. But again, you said this before we got on, they were the ones that cut him. And I don't think, Mike Tomlin's being pretty kind with his comments, I think, saying that they were giving him an opportunity to assess what's out there. NFL teams don't cut guys just out of the kindness of their heart and saying like, "Oh, you could go get more money somewhere else, so we're going to let you do that." I don't know. I don't look at it as a super viable option. I mean, the Steelers have replaced him 2 times over as both a safety and a cornerback. They've gotten a cornerback, they've gotten a safety. Corner, you can talk about it, definitely is more of an open question. I mean, the Steelers do need a corner still, but I mean, do you think is Pat Pete beating out Dante Jackson to play?
No chance.
Yeah, is Pat Pete quick enough to play slot corner? I don't know. I don't think he's a better option than someone you could get in the draft, to be quite honest. And so I just don't really see where the fit is here for Patrick Peterson. And he says he has offers from other teams. He's been talking to other teams. And so I just don't know if the fit is here with the Steelers for him. I don't know if the Steelers can give him what he wants. So it might just not really work out for either side. I don't see how it benefit anyone, literally either side, for these two to get back together.
I agree. I don't think there's all this talk about Patrick Peterson's got to play safety. Maybe he plays the slot. If Patrick Peterson plays the slot, you can never rush your slot corner again, because we were sitting there in Buffalo, dude. We watched it happen. I pointed it out to you. Pat P comes off the edge, playing the slot, hits Josh Allen, and bounces off of him like a small child just ran into a wall. It wasn't even close to a tackle. He can't tackle, and I get it. Patrick Peterson, there's a level of, you have to acknowledge that Patrick Peterson is a Hall of Famer, possible
Absolutely.
generational talent, 100%. He's going to be 34 years old when the season starts. At some point in your career, you don't hold the value that you once did, and the Steelers have to go young. And last year, it made sense to have a transitional guy for a guy like Joey Porter Jr. You don't need transitional guys anymore. You have 2 veterans in Joey Porter and in Dante Jackson who are proven starters in the NFL. Those are the guys you're going to rock with. Patrick Peterson comes in here. Maybe he could play the slot, but you're very limited on what he can do. I think he'd work well if he could tackle, and you could use him as a versatile option. But I just think right now he doesn't hold the value that he believes he holds. And a team looking for a starter, cool, that makes a lot of sense. Go get Patrick Peterson, play a zone defense, and he could work out. The Steelers don't play zone, and they need somebody who could tackle off the edge, and that's not him. He doesn't.
Patrick Peterson.
Yeah, he doesn't.
2 of his biggest weaknesses. So
exactly, he doesn't fit either one of them. So I just don't think. I don't think it happens. I don't think it could happen for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think you go a different direction. And to be totally honest, I think that there's a better shot, okay, at the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I've thought about this for all day yesterday. I was, I was making sure my thoughts were good while in the pool, because that's where you think best. Right. And I was like, I really believe that the Steelers it's more likely that the Pittsburgh Steelers do something crazy, like sign Justin Simmons and allow him to play safety and move Deshaun Elliott to the nickel than re-signing Patrick Peterson. And I'm not saying that's likely to happen because it's not. I'm saying that in the list of options, I would put that above re-signing Patrick Peterson because it makes a lot more sense for the Steelers and it just works way better. You know, I just think I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that, like you mentioned it, like that is completely unlikely, and
Yeah.
it is still more likely than them re-signing Patrick Peterson.
Exactly.
Like that should tell you a lot about Patrick Peterson and where that situation stands.
Exactly.